Hello everyone, today we continue to learn programming in VBA. 2 days before we have made a multiplication table in Python language. Today we will try to do the same thing in VBA. In fact, in Excel without VBA we can create such a multiplication table with autofill and relative and absolute references like this. 1, 2, and we can just create until 9, and 1, 2 until 9, like this. And here I will input the product of this cell and this cell, and then I will drag the autofill toolbar to the following cells. It's not reasonable. Why? Because they are relative references, and in the following cell it's also adopted to this column. That's not what we want. We want this factor rests always in this column, and this factor rests always in line or row 3, like this. And now when we draw it, it is reasonable, and in this way we can create a complete table, but which contains only the result of the product. So if we want to create such a table with complete expressions with the characters, maybe it's easier to do it in VBA. Okay, I will delete it and try to do it in VBA. To enter the working environment of VBA, we can just click on Developer and then Visual Basic. If we want our code works only in a single worksheet, so we can just double click on sheet 1 and code here. So the sub procedure, we can name it as multiplication table, like this. There's an error. Why? Because in the name of a sub-procedure, there cannot have spaces. So this time I have succeeded in creating such a procedure. And how can we do it? Just like what we have done in Python language, we have realized in a double for loop. So we can do it similarly for m, not in, because in the grammar of VBA, we have to give the initial value of m, and then until how much? 9 lines, so 9 until 9. And each time in the loop, each time m progress how much? Here we define the step. We set the step as 1. Of course, by default, step is also 1. So for the next level of loop, it's from 1 to 9, still to 9. If we don't write the step is still 1. So what we want it to do in it? Cells, for example, for the mm line and nm column, and it equals to what? Equals to the product of these two things. So m times n, and then we have to close each loop by next end, and in the outer level for each m we have to make progress the m by next m. And now when we execute this code, it will give what here? That's what we have. So just like the multiplication table, we have got the product of each expressions, but comparing with what we want here, we still have to add some. So what can we add to this statement to get the expression? Can we do it as m and then a little x, like the cross product, and then n equals to this? Can this work? Well, no. We see that m is a variable given a number value, and this x is a character here to represent the cross sign. And when we want to combine them together, the method is just as combine two strings. And when we combine a number and a character together, the number will be automatically converted to a character. So the only thing we need to do is just to add a and sign here, and here also a and sign. But you should leave a space between the and sign and the end, because if you not, the and end together means other things. So the equal sign should be a character or a string, and then we will use the and sign to connect them. Okay, now let's execute this code to see what it will give. Yes, we got what we want. And of course, if we want more spaces on the left and on the top, we can just modify a little the place of these cells. Here, we can make it in the m+2 row and n+2 as column. So it, and also it to get the triangle form, there's no need to go until 9. Just as the first line stop at 1, second line and stop at 2, etc. And then we will see what it will get. Okay. So this is what we get, exactly as what we want. So at the end, we will have a look together the major points in this session.